For our top story tonight, the battle lines have been drawn for the final election of 2024. The big battle for Maharashtra. Nominations ended today, but the seat-sharing tussle between the two major alliances drawn out till the last hour, suggesting a complete Maha mess. While in the Maha Yuti, the ruling alliance, the BJP has bagged the lion's share. In the Maha Vikas Aghadi, it's the Congress which has bagged the most seats. But the question remains, who will be Maharashtra's king? And how will the alliances solve the problem of messy ticket distribution? Take a look.
The battle lines are finally drawn. The Maha Yuti and the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi announced their candidate lineup just hours before the deadline for nominations ended on Tuesday after a series of parleys that went down to the wire. In the Aghadi seat-sharing pact, the Congress got the maximum seats at 102, followed by Shiv Sena UBT 96 seats and NCP Sharad Pawar 86 seats. The Maha Yuti finalized 287 seats with one seat of Malegaon still undecided. The BJP gets the lion's share of seats at 148, followed by Shiv Sena 80 seats and NCP 52 seats.
इस बार शिवसेना और महायुति पूरी थंपिंग मेजोरिटी से जीतेगी, क्योंकि 2.5 साल महा विकास आघाड़ी ने सब रोड़े डाले थे, काम बंद किए थे, प्रोजेक्ट बंद किया था, उनको हमने शुरू कर दिया और इसलिए हम ये डबल इंजन की सरकार में 2 साल में इतना काम किया है। इस काम के बलबूते पर महाराष्ट्र की जनता फिर ये महायुति के पक्ष में वोट डालेगी और अब तक के सारे रिकॉर्ड तोड़ेगी, थंपिंग मेजोरिटी मिलेगी।
As the candidate list emerged, it became clear Winnability had trumped ideology. BJP leader Shaina NC joined ally Shiv Sena and filed nomination from Mumbai Devi Assembly constituency.
मैं उम्मीद करती हूं कि हमारे मुंबईकर हमें महायुति की सरकार को एक बार फिर मौका दे ताकि हम उसी रफ्तार से काम कर सकें।
In Mankhurd Shivaji Nagar, Ajit Pawar's NCP fielded former minister Nawab Malik despite fierce opposition from the BJP. The official Mahayuti candidate is Shiv Sena's Suresh Bullet Patil, claimed BJP leaders. The Aghadi candidate there is Samajwadi Party leader Abu Azmi.
तो मुझे लगता है वैचारिक रूप से हमारी लड़ाई तो कभी खत्म ही नहीं हुई। हम धर्मनिरपेक्ष समाजवादी लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था में विश्वास करने वाले लोग हैं और दादा ने भी कहा है कि पॉलिटिकल एडजस्टमेंट है। हम साहु फुले अम्बेडकर के विचारधारा के मानने वाले लोग हैं। अब लोगों का मुझे विरोध है, लोग मेरे खिलाफ कैंडिडेट खड़ा कर रहे हैं तो उनकी मर्जी है, लेकिन जनता के समर्थन से हम दोनों सीटें जीतेंगे।
The most keenly watched contest is in Worli, where Shiv Sena has fielded Milind Deora against Shiv Sena UBT leader Aditya Thackeray.
नाही ठीक आहे, बघा हे सगळे उमेदवार आता आम्ही निवडणुकीला सामोरे जाऊ जे भाजपला पाठिंबा देतात किंवा भाजपच्या वतीने लढतात किंवा भाजपच्या वतीने निवडणुकीत आलेले आहेत, एकनाथ शिंदेच्या वतीने निवडणूक आलेले आहेत, हे महाराष्ट्र द्वेष्टे आहेत, महाराष्ट्र द्रोही आहेत, कारण ह्यांनी गेल्या 2 वर्षांमध्ये महाराष्ट्रातल्या प्रत्येक जॉब की संधि, रोजगार की संधि नेली गुजरातला।
वर्ली का विजन वही होगा जो स्थानिक नागरिकों का विजन है, वही मुख्यमंत्री साहब का विजन है। मुंबई में जो कॉमन मैन है, सबसे बड़ा समस्या हाउसिंग का है। यही विजन मुख्यमंत्री पूरी मुंबई में लागू कर रहे हैं। घाटकोपर की रमाबाई नगर, वर्ली के बीडीडी चौल, यही काम को हम आगे ले जाना चाहते हैं।
The last date for withdrawal of candidature is November 4th. Voting for all 288 seats will be held on November 20th in a single phase. The counting of votes will be taken up on November 23rd. Bureau Report, India Today.
So the battle lines are drawn in Maharashtra, and one of the biggest battles will be witnessed in Worli, in the heart of Mumbai, where the Shiv Sena, that is the Shinde Sena, will be represented by Milind Deora, its Rajya Sabha MP, taking on Aditya Thackeray, the former minister and son of Uddhav Thackeray from the Shiv Sena UBT. Joining me now is my newsmaker tonight. Milind Deora is my first guest. Milind Deora, tell us what prompted you to take on your friend, if I may call him that, Aditya Thackeray. I'm told you and Aditya Thackeray were close at one time to each other, exchanging WhatsApp and more. So why have you taken him on suddenly?
Well, firstly, Rajdeep, I've never believed that politics should be personal. I've never believed politics should be negative. I've always believed politics should be constructive, should be issue-based. And I don't believe that political opponents are your enemies. They are your adversaries, certainly. But you're deferring and fighting them on ideas. You're not fighting them on personality issues. So I don't have any personal issue against Aditya Thackeray. I've known him since he's a young boy. In fact, I remember going to the school which he was in to speak at, to give a lecture at once, and I didn't know that he was in the audience. And so I've known him since he's a young child. And I consider him like a younger brother. Mm-hmm. There's nothing personal, but as a South Mumbaiker, as someone who's had the pleasure and privilege of representing South Mumbai several times in Parliament, whose family has been fighting from this area for a long, long time, trying to resolve issues locally, nationally for a long time. My party, the Alliance, believed that it would be important to put up a formidable fight. This is a political battle. It's not a personal battle. And it will be fought on issues. It will be fought on constructive issues. And I hope that there'll be opportunities where I can even debate him. I can only assure you of one thing on your channel, that once this election is over, regardless of the outcome, my relationship with people doesn't change. But I will continue to fight for issues that I think are important in this area. I think that today in a city like Mumbai, for those of us who live here, we've seen unprecedented growth, development, infrastructure, whether it's transportation infrastructure, whether it's economic growth. Maharashtra today, 2 years ago, was number 2 in attracting foreign direct investment in the country. Today, we're back to number 1. In fact, last year, almost 52% of the FDI that came to India came to Maharashtra. And I think it's important to take that trajectory forward to ensure that Maharashtra continues to progress, to ensure that Mumbai continues to progress.
You know, Mr. Deora, the fact that you say there is nothing personal about it, but the truth of the matter is the general belief is that you are being put up from Worli only to try and somehow corner Aditya Thackeray, make this high profile. That the Shinde Sena in particular, your party has made this a very personal battle. They want to take on the Thackeray family and vice versa. And Milind Deora is the Balika Bakra. You are the pawn. Call it what you want. You are being used in this battle against the Thackerays to somehow corner Aditya Thackeray.
Rajdeep, with due respect to you, you've been away from Mumbai for a long time, I think, and that's perhaps the Noida view. The Noida view is usually full of conspiracy theories, a little disconnected, with due respect, from ground realities. Look, let me tell you one thing, that in the last, I would say, few years that I've known Eknath Shinde, who's the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, he's someone who's got a lot of things done in this state, in this city. Mm-hmm. Let me talk a little bit about the city's infrastructure. Look at the coastal road, going from Kolaba all the way now to Palghar, Navi Mumbai International Airport, Atal Setu, a bridge. There are underground bridges. There will be a circle road which will connect all of Mumbai. The metro, which was unnecessarily, unduly delayed, I would say, by 4 years, the cost of 14,000 crores to the exchequer, has now been streamlined. Look at the Mahalakshmi race course. The Mahalakshmi race course, which the lease ended with the BMC 11 years ago, was failed to be renewed for 11 years by the BMC. Today it's been renewed by the Chief Minister. In the months to come.
Mr. Deora, you're trying to almost suggest as if all of this has happened only in the last couple of years, and you're saying I have a Noida view, but let me push this Noida view. Because how is whatever you are saying about developing Mumbai related to you deciding to fight Aditya Thackeray? You could have fought him from any other constituency. You are from deep South Mumbai. You could have fought Malabar Hill. You could have fought Kulaba. Why have you chosen to fight from Worli? We are told it is because Eknath Shinde wanted to put up someone who would give it a high-profile contest, possibly give Aditya Thackeray a bloody nose, though that might not be easy given the constituency, and try and corner him. How can you say that it is not personal? That is my limited point.
Well, firstly, in Malabar Hill, the Mahayuti already has a sitting MLA. So, unfortunately, you're wrong, number one. Number two, when I'm talking about developmental issues, when I'm talking about the Mahalakshmi race course, which will throw open 300 acres of public land a first time a central park in the city of Mumbai, in the heart of South Mumbai, unheard of. I believe that we have to fight against what I believe is called speed breaker politics, oppose for the sake of opposing, shoot and scoot. That's unfortunately been the trend in the last few years. Aditya is a young man. He came with a lot of promise, but unfortunately he opposed the Mahalakshmi racecourse, which he could have delivered on 11 years ago when the lease expired with the BMC, where they've been in power for 30 years. He delayed the metro, which cost us 4 years, cost the state exchequer 14,000 crores. Delayed an important project called the Vadhavan port, which is the biggest port in the country, which is coming to Maharashtra. Delayed the biggest nuclear power plant in the country, in the world, in Jaitapur in Konkan. So this speed breaker politics at some point, Rajdeep, has to come to an end, number one. Number two, as I said, you asked me, is it a personal battle? I said, it's not a personal battle. Is it a political battle? Certainly it's a political battle. If the party that I'm in has decided, the alliance that I'm in has decided that Aditya Thackeray is, of course, a prominent leader of the opposition. Certainly, if we had put somebody who was unknown to you to the Noida channels, you would have said that this is a walkover given to Aditya Thackeray. You would have then ultimately tweeted and spun it around and said that there's an alliance between Eknath Shinde and Uddhav Thackeray to protect Aditya Thackeray. Let's be honest, that's what you would have done.
No. Mr. Deora, what I would have done or not done is another matter. The fact of the matter is, we are seeing in Maharashtra and across the board a complete breakdown in politics. Ajit Pawar taking on his nephew or nephew taking on Ajit Pawar. Lots of personal family battles, battles between friends with one singular aim, power at all costs. The truth of the matter is many of you, including you, have switched from one party to the other, one alliance to the other. And Maharashtra, to me, from the outside, from my Noida view, if you want to call it that, seems to be a bit of a Maha mess, where ideology doesn't matter. All that matters is how to get power at all costs. Whether it's Eknath Shinde who has broken away from Uddhav Thackeray, Ajit Pawar broke away from Sharad Pawar, and the NCP broke the Shiv Sena away from the BJP. Power at all costs. That's the only game. Are you also admitting to be part of this power at all costs game?
No, look, unfortunately in Maharashtra, let me elevate the discussion a little bit and give your viewers a little bit of a perspective in terms of history. In 2019, the Maha government, the NDA government, at that time led by Devendra Fadnavis, received a second term, a consecutive term. They came to power. Uddhav Thackeray at the time took a U-turn, joined hands with the Congress party. I know what the Congress's view on that was then. I know what the Congress's view on that is today. The Congress was forced into an alliance with Uddhav Thackeray. It was an unnatural, inorganic alliance. They came to power. When you do something like that, where if a truck going at 100 kilometers per hour suddenly takes a sharp U-turn, the truck is going to topple over. And that's exactly what happened in Maharashtra politics. And that led to disruptions, which we're seeing today. So certainly this needs to settle, and this will settle in the next month. But to say that every battle is personal, politics is not personal. I don't think it's personal. For some people, it may be personal. I don't consider you asking me, Milind Deora. I don't think it's personal.
No, I said it's power at all costs, Milind. Till about 9 months ago, you were very much part of the Congress party. At that time, you were seen to be batting for Rahul Gandhi. There was even a buzz a few years ago you might join the Shiv Sena when it was united and become their Rajya Sabha face in Delhi in conversation with Aditya Thackeray at the time. Now you are with Eknath Shinde. Are you all victims, or should I say beneficiaries, of this politics that's being played out in Maharashtra, the complete breakup of the breakdown of this politics, where there are no ideological divides? The only ism in Maharashtra that seems to matter, Milind Deora, is opportunism.
Rajdeep, how are you any different? Let me ask you. Journalism and politics is the same. You ultimately are here to further your cause. If tomorrow you feel, Rajdeep Sardesai, that the channel you work in is not giving you respect, you feel unwanted, and there's another channel that's giving you more respect, that values your contribution, why should you stay in the channel that doesn't respect you or want you?
You know, this journalism comparison with politics is not a proper comparison. But let me ask you this. Since you claim it's about respect, have you found more respect, you're saying, today in the Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena than you did in the Rahul Gandhi-led Congress?
I feel more respected and rewarded, and I feel more empowered today. I feel that today. I feel that I'm being given a chance to perform, to do things positively for Mumbai. I didn't get into politics 20 years ago to do politics only. I always believed that politics is a means to an end. Politics is a means to serve, to do something positive for my city, which I'm very passionate about. I'm not somebody who lives in Mumbai and then contests elections from somewhere else, or in Delhi and then goes somewhere else to fight elections. I live in my constituency. What happens in my constituency, good or bad, affects me directly. So I have a stake in my constituency.
Can I though ask you in conclusion on personal level, your father, the late Milind Deora, was a good friend of Bal Thackeray, even though they were political adversaries. They always seem to have nice things to say about each other in public. In a way, do you think your father today would have approved the fact that you've got into an electoral battle with a friend like Aditya Thackeray?
Look, my father had differences of opinion from Balasaheb Thackeray. He shared differences of opinions, but they shared a close personal friendship. They were both mature enough to realize that personal relations transcend politics. Unfortunately, not just in Maharashtra, but around the world, people now are unable to differentiate between personal relations and politics. People have arguments on their dining tables about which political leader they support in America or in India. That's unfortunate, and that's a reality in today's world. I'm not one of those people. I believe that friendships, relationships should transcend politics. And I will continue to behave in that way. I'll bring up constructive issues. I won't make any negative comments. I won't make any personal comments. I'll fight and battle people on ideas. Today, Arvind Sawant, who defeated me in the Lok Sabha, I have a personal relationship with him. Whenever I meet him, he meets me very warmly. I meet him very warmly. When Jayanti Mehta, who I defeated, who was a stalwart of Indian politics, when I defeated her at the young age of 27, she was very warm to me always. I defeated Mohan Rawle in Mumbai, who was a very good friend, by the way, of my father and mine. And he was a MP from Mumbai. I defeated him. He never had a negative sentiment or a bone in his body against me. Neither did I against him. So if people take things personally in politics, honestly, that's their problem. That's their immaturity, and they need to rise above that. I personally don't have that problem. I understand politics is not personal. Politics is about going to the people. It's about serving the people. It's about being accountable to the people. And the people will decide who is the best candidate, who is the best person, and which are the best ideas that should win and should represent them in Maharashtra or in India. So,
Milind Deora, let me ask you in conclusion, what is then the one big idea that you believe this Maharashtra election is all about? Is it at all about issues of real governance? Or is it, as I said earlier, simply how to win an election by hook or by crook?
No, I think Maharashtra, I'm quite encouraged by the fact, and this cuts across all parties. I, in fact, commend all parties, that I'm glad that the debate is around the Chief Minister's Ladki Behan Yojana scheme. I'm glad that it's about Maharashtra. I'm glad that it's about development. I'm glad that it's about infrastructure in Mumbai. These are issues we should debate. Let's debate who deserves credit on which issue. Let's debate what the FDI levels were 3 years ago and what they are today. Let's debate which investment is coming to Maharashtra or going out of Maharashtra. These are good issues to debate. I have no harm in debating these issues. Let's debate law and order in Mumbai. These are things we should debate. These are issues that matter, that affect the common person. So I in fact think I would say that this is the first time in a long time where Maharashtra politics, despite the disruptions that have happened 5 years ago, there's still a debate around development. There's still a debate around Maharashtra's growth. Earlier debates used to be which side will the Muslims vote, which side will this community vote, which side will that community vote, which side will Marathas vote, which side will Western Maharashtra vote, which side will that state part of Maharashtra vote. Today there's actual development of
Okay.
It's a good thing. It's a healthy trend.
Let me leave it there. Since you're saying you're open to a debate, I will also ask Aditya Thackeray whether he's open to a public debate with you. And maybe we can have a debate between Aditya Thackeray and Milind Deora, one from Bombay Scottish and one from Cathedral School, and I'll moderate it from Campion.
Debated by a Campionite.
That's right.
I welcome the idea.
Okay, we'll see whether that debate takes place or not. But for now, Milind Deora, thank you very much for joining me on a day when you're one of my newsmakers tonight. Thanks very much. Milind Deora, who filed his nomination today to take on Aditya Thackeray in Worli. Let's focus on Maharashtra because it is my home state and it is a state that will decide in many ways how this 2024 election year has gone. Is power the only ideology in Maharashtra? Is political opportunism above all else? Have the Maharashtra polls been reduced to ego fights and family fights? Will there be a debate on the state's real issues? I'm joined by guests Kumar Ketkar, senior journalist, former Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress at one time, Smriti Kopikar, senior journalist who's tracked Mumbai for 2 decades, joins me. Rajat Sethi, political analyst who's been based in Mumbai the last month, is there, and Sahil Joshi, our Mumbai bureau chief. And I want to take that question to each and every one of you, starting with you, Smriti Kopikar. Do you believe there is any ideology in this election? Is opportunism the only ideology, given the way I'm seeing seat sharing and seat distribution taking place?
Rajdeep, thank you. I think more than opportunism, it is really power that is the only ideology. And the confusion between who belongs where, I think, is so supreme that often candidates are talking about they belong to one party, they're talking as if they belong to another party. There is really very little to differentiate in the ideologies of different candidates, of different parties. What, for example, differentiates the Uddhav Thackeray Sena from the Shinde Sena, except that a section of Uddhav Thackeray Sena felt that come hell or high water, by means fair or foul, they had to be in power and they had to be in the government. So power is really the only ideology. And we are seeing a complete naked display of it in Maharashtra from I would say from 2019, but more spectacularly from 2022, 23. What is the ideology that, for example, binds Ajit Dada Pawar to Eknath Shinde or to Devendra Fadnavis? Fadnavis was the person who made a huge campaign issue in 2014, if you remember, of Ajit Pawar 70,000 crore irrigation scam. He is very happy to accommodate Mr. Pawar in any which way that he can be accommodated. So really, I don't think any of these 6 or 8 parties that are on the table right now in Maharashtra, any of them come out looking good, smelling of roses, or even remotely looking ideologically committed. I can't see that happen at all. It is just a jostle for power. Who's going to get the numbers? Who's going to occupy the Mantralaya?
Is it as bad as that, Kumar Ketkar? You've observed Maharashtra politics for decades. The Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray tying up with Sharad Pawar, tying up with Congress, they were ideological adversaries. As Smriti pointed out, Ajit Pawar was deemed by Devendra Fadnavis as corrupt and should go to jail. Now they are together. Is the only ideology how to get power? Kissa kursi ka, nothing else.
By and large, I agree with Smriti, but the point is, I think they decide, I mean, majority of them decide who is their enemy rather than who is their ally. And as far as Congress is concerned, they are very clear about enemy or what we call rival or contestant, competitor, is the BJP's Hindutva ideology. So Congress is at least fighting on that simple, basic ideological principle that we are ready to cooperate with anyone who is ready to fight BJP or Hindutva ideology.
Now, where does that leave Shiv Sena's Hindutva ideology? UBT was very much part of the Shiv Sena till 2019.
Rajdeep, that has been a refrain for quite some time in the media. I think Uddhav has clarified it several times. In fact, today, let us admit that Uddhav is campaigning against Hindutva ideology even more vociferously than even the Congress. Congress is slightly subdued, but Uddhav is attacking Modi, Shah, and even Hindutva fascism, and the kind of Hindutva Modi and Shah practice or promote. And Uddhav says, we don't belong to that Hindutva. This kind of ideological stand he has taken even more strongly than Congress. So I think as far as Congress alliance with Uddhav is concerned, is about that. Suppose hypothetically tomorrow, Uddhav joins the BJP and supports Hindutva line, Congress will continue to fight Hindutva. So for Congress, at least there is not only power, but also ideology. Uddhav has joined them, Sharad Pawar has joined Congress, and therefore it is an ideological battle from Congress point of view. That does not mean everybody in Congress is completely ideological. Ashok Chavan joined the BJP, Harshvardhan Patil joined the BJP, Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil joined the BJP. So individual congressmen have joined the BJP or joined the Sangha Parivar. Why even Pranab Mukherjee addressed the RSS headquarters? So forget that. Basically, Congress is a party.
So you're saying Congress is fighting an ideological war. Rajat Sethi, you want to put your perspective in. Do you believe that the BJP, for example, only today, Nawab Malik, who till a week ago was being described by the BJP Mumbai leader Ashish Shelar as a Dawood aide and being denied a ticket, has now got a ticket from Ajit Pawar. His daughter is also fighting as a member of the Maha. I mean, his ideology across parties. I mean, Kumar Ketkar may claim it's Congress is fighting on ideological grounds. Some would see it as anti-Modiism. But how do you interpret what the BJP has done in Maharashtra? Has it caused you all damage, breaking the NCP, breaking the Shiv Sena, tying up now with the likes of Nawab Malik?
So, first of all, Rajdeep ji, I respectfully disagree with what Ketkar ji has just said. What he said was just sophisticated bumkum and hogwash. Hindutva, as the word that was coined by Veer Savarkar, does the Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray today proclaim that the Hindutva propounded by the great leader Veer Savarkar is no longer, part of their overall political positioning? Dare they say that? So, let us not get into these ideological maneuvers that all the parties are making. I come from Uttar Pradesh state, and for all my life, I've been hearing that the politics of UP was considered to be gutter level politics, casteist and all of that. I think today, Maharashtra politics is absolutely gutter level politics across party line. This is the worst politics of any state you will see across pan India. My point is, today, if you look at the leader, you cannot tell him, based on his historical positions, which party does he belong to today. What kind of politics are these leaders doing? And of course, it's a letdown for BJP. If today a BJP voter will have to go out and support Sana Malik and Nawab Malik, I don't know how and why is Ajit Pawar even in the camp. And I was the first person on your television show who said that Ajit Pawar is an ideological misfit. BJP will have to go to the ideological drawing board and ensure that its ideological purity remains. Because all its supporters have come behind the BJP with an ideological conviction and clarity in our minds. And when it is betrayed, the voters' mood gets impacted, especially of the BJP supporters. I don't know what happens with the Congress party and Congress party supporters when they see Uddhav Thackeray coming in with all the history of things that he has said in the past. I don't know. But I can tell you that in no other state in the country is such filthy level politics being done only for the sake of power, only for the sake of money that accrues out of business of politics. That is the real state of affairs of Maharashtra, and Maharashtrians will have to come out and find a solution, permanent solution, to kill and nip this politics in the bud.
You're calling it gutter.
Identify all family science, pick them, defeat them.
You're calling it the most gutter level.
Party and defeat them.
You're making very strong words. The most gutter level politics in the country. Sahil Joshi, you track this gutter level politics every day. I'm just going to put out, and you can talk about them, the rebel factors across parties. We are seeing rebels. I don't get a ticket, I contest as a rebel. And we are seeing it in the Maha Yuti, we are seeing it in Maha Vikas Agadi. Does Rajat Sethi have a point? It is now about money and it is about power. Come what may, somehow or the other, I have to be on the winning side. That's all that matters in Maharashtra. Power is the only ideology, power at all costs.
Well, Rajdeep, I think this situation is not a new situation which I am seeing here. I mean, since the time I am covering politics, I have always seen people jumping from one side to another side. Dhananjay Munde, the General Secretary of Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha, jumping to NCP because he had a scuttle with his uncle Gopinath Munde. Similarly, we will find so many examples like that, even in the Congress families, that people are joining the BJP. This is happening since last many years. It's not something, I mean, we may say that the frequency of it increased after 2019 or maybe around 2019 when the assembly elections in Maharashtra were on cards in
No, but is it about money, Sahil?
So
is
the
it about
frequency has risen
resources?
for
Is
sure.
it about whoever comes to power gets huge resources in Mumbai, in a cash-rich state like Maharashtra? Is this about control of resources?
Interestingly, Rajdeep, Interestingly, the people who are leaving their party and going into the party which is ruling the state at this point of time, or maybe any time else, the most of the people have said they are going for Vikas. And why Vikas? Because they will get funds for their constituencies. As if you are living, working as an opposition MLA, you will not be able to get any kind of resources or the funds, which are legitimate funds, which are supposed to be given to you for your constituents by the government. They are openly accepting that if you are in opposition, you will not be able to do Vikas or development in your constituency. That is a new term which I have learned, that because of that they are shifting to some other place. But as far as the ideology is concerned, I have a very small point to make. It looks like that right now the fight is against the hegemony of the party in the center, and we have seen it in the past when the Congress was had an overreaching effect. That time the opposition parties of completely different natures, a Socialist Party and Janasangh, coming together, forming the Sanyukta Vidhayak Dal governments in UP, in Madhya Pradesh. So that has haven't happened even in the past. It is not something which is happening new. Even in the after Janata Party experiment, the hardened critic like Raj Narayan teamed up with Indira Gandhi's party and tried to form the government. So it has happened in the past.
Saying, no, I take your point.
Government was supported by Rajiv Gandhi.
No, Sahil, I take your point that it is not as if this kind of politics doesn't take place in other parts of the country, but the scale. Smriti Kopikar, you heard what Sahil said. Sahil says this is not new. That Maharashtra politics over the last 20-25 years since he's been covering it has seen these constant switches. But was 2019 a turning point? Once the Shiv Sena broke away from BJP and joined with the Congress, that's when the ideological divides got completely blurred.
I think Sahil is completely on point, and so is Mr. Sethi. Very passionate exposition of where we are in Maharashtra's politics, and he's completely dead on right, as we all know. But 2019, no, Rajdeep, I would go 5 years before that. In 2014, on the eve of the assembly election, the BJP snapped its ties with the Shiv Sena, which was its ally for nearly, I think, 30 years by then, 28, 30 years. And that's when I would think that this whole churning started. There is a churn right now. But my point is, well, the churn is dirty, it's filthy. There are people from all sides going over to all sides and all of that. But my point is, while this churn is happening, who stands for what? Who is, who on ideological grounds is arguing for Maharashtra's development to happen in a certain way, for Mumbai to be developed in a certain way? Who, for example, of all the 36 seats that I'm very, very closely tracking in Mumbai, and the candidates, including Milind Deora, who just spoke on your show, which one of them has even uttered the words climate change? And we know Mumbai is sitting on a climate keg right now. Every year we are facing.
Ironically, Aditya Thackeray has spoken. Ironically, Aditya Thackeray is the one leader who speaks on climate change, but the issues, for example, Milind Deora raised the issues of, we are speeding up infrastructure of Mumbai. Ever since Shinde has come in, major projects have come in, we are removing all the speed breakers. Are these issues that you think will decide elections at all?
There's one thing that is being speeded up in Mumbai, and I'm sure Sahil and Kumar will agree with me here, is that the transfer of land to one private realty group. We've seen, Mumbai has always been pegged as this land-starved city. In this so-called land-starved city, 1,250 acres of land have been found in less than a year to be transferred to one particular realty group, and you all know what I'm talking about. So, so there are issues. Yes, the corruption is an issue. Yes, we need to debate a number of things. Yes, but ideologically, other than some people in the Congress taking on the Hindutva idea of India, where is the ideology, or where are issues, or where is the issue of corruption, of anti-incumbency? Anywhere in this fight so far? I'm not seeing any of that.
That's a good, Kumar Ketkar, has Maharashtra politics moved away from issues because there is a governance deficit? So much easier than to, one side throws cash handouts, other side uses words like Gaddar. Maharashtra now wants to focus on issues that may be disconnected to the lives of average people. I don't hear a strong debate, for example, on agrarian distress, on the fact that this is a state which has seen hundreds of farmers commit suicide over the last 20 years. Have our politicians of Maharashtra lost connect with the people in general, across parties?
As Sahil said, Rajdeep, is this something new? On the very concept of anti-Congressism in 1967, formulated by Lohiya, don't you think that Lohiya sanctioned and legitimized all the defections and fake alliances or non-ideological opportunist alliances from 1967.
No, sir, but in the 70s and 80s, would you agree? Or even before that, when YB Chauhan was Chief Minister, there was a sense of a social progressive beliefs in Maharashtra.
I am just endorsing Sahib.
Right.
That ideological alliances were completely diminished and declined by Lohiya's ideological statement of anti-Congressism as an ideology.
Sir, so but today it is anti-Modism.
It is not something new. Anti-Congressism has become an ideology. And today...
Is anti-Modism also an ideology, sir?
Anti-Modi is an ideology. Anti-Modi is not a non-ideological statement. Anti-Hindutva and Hindutva's apex is Modi. So taking a stand against Modi is an ideological statement, whether you agree with it or not. Mr. Sethi was arguing against lateral politics here. I don't want to condemn UP or Bihar or Maharashtra like that. My simple point is, this has been going on. At that time, the ideology was anti-Indira Gandhi.
Okay.
Somehow throughout Indira Gandhi, that was the ideological stand, and that was done in Bihar and UP primarily in Sethi's state. And now it is happening in Maharashtra throughout Uddhav Thackeray, throughout Sharad Pawar, throughout Congress. So it is anti-Congressism again. Anti-Congressism of Shinde and Ajit Pawar is same as in 1967.
Okay, so your
characters have changed.
Okay, interesting that you are giving us a historical perspective where you believe that these anti-Congressism led to splits and defections in those days. But Rajat Sethi, as I said, you're the one non-Maharashtrian, if I may say, on this group. From a purely outsider perspective, when you said Maharashtra has gutter-level politics, 20 years ago I might have disagreed with you. Now I'm almost inclined to agree with you. Do you see any hope from an outside perspective, or do you believe it will get worse before it gets better? All this Ayaram, Gayaram, 23rd of November, God forbid, throws up a hung assembly. There will be only even more switches.
No, exactly. I mean, see, I'm speaking from a young Indian point of view. Young Indian who still has some hope left in our polity. From that perspective, you might go and oppose Modi till eternity. I don't care. Understand what Prime Minister Modi stands for. He stands for bringing in youth outside of established political families. That is his ideology. Can anybody in this setting, among all the panelists, oppose to that core idea? But what is the state BJP doing? At the end of the day, you are just identifying established, entrenched political families and just identifying their scions, their brothers, sisters, daughters, sons, and
because
just putting up them.
Because Rajat Sethi,
how are you carrying forward the legacy?
A family inherited in Maharashtra is more likely to win than an outsider.
I don't care. Why are everybody so scared not to sit in the opposition? For God's sake, go back to the drawing board. Go and sit in the opposition, all parties. Why are you so scared of not sitting in the opposition and building up an organization which can live up to certain ideals at the end of the day? This is what I'm trying to say. Why is UP politics better today? Because you have a leader who is ready to go back to the ashram if push comes to shove. He's not going to sit there, by both hands just trying to latch on to the levers of power just for the sake of it. What is the end game of power, Rajdeep ji? Aap bataiye.
What is the end game of politics? Very strong word.
You see,
Rajat Sethi, you've been identified in the past with the BJP. You're making these strong words. Clearly, the party with the difference.
Across the aisle. I'm not even making a political party.
No, but you're saying you're saying the party with the difference no longer exists in Maharashtra. Hamam mein sab nange hain is what you're effectively trying to say.
Absolutely, all six parties they do not deserve to govern Maharashtra with certain level of ethics and morals. It has been bereft of morals and ethics in the entire state of Maharashtra. This is my principal
Kumar
position.
Ketkar, you agree with what he just said? That all the six parties in Maharashtra are bereft of morals and ideals?
I don't think Congress is doing that, what he's saying about others. And indirectly...
Sir, Congress is also promoting family Raj.
Indirectly endorsing even Adityanath regime as having some kind of an ideological position is the most monstrous and outrageous statement I have heard of the panel.
Okay, Sahil Joshi, a final word from you. Given Sahil Joshi, the way the nominations have taken place, do you think the real game will begin on the 23rd of November?
Yes, in fact, after that, once, even last time, the real game actually started when the numbers were out, and by that time it was very clear. I don't think Uddhav Thackeray would have ever taken that press conference if BJP would have managed to reach to 124 or 130. But similarly this time, the numbers will definitely matter, and actual game will begin after 23rd of November 2024. But having said that, what I also think is that next 15 days are going to be really important. Because the MVS campaign is yet to unfold, and how they manage to stitch their campaign together is also going to decide the fate. Because somewhere both the alliance partners are looking at the clear majority, and that's how the election management is being worked out. Everybody is trying to play the short-term politics at this point of time, hoping that after doing this for the last time, maybe they will have some long-term game to play on.
I don't know what in the long term, Sahil, in Maharashtra, I think there seems to be little hope. Short term will be Kissa Kursi Ka and Kaun Banega Mukhyamantri. I appreciate my guests. They've been very erudite and they've been very sharp in their comments and said what they feel. I thank them for joining me. We'll be tracking this Maha mess over the next few weeks for sure. Thank you all very much for joining me. And because of Maharashtra, the other state which is going to the polls, seems to be losing out. But there is a big poll taking place in Jharkhand as well. And today, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, who's in charge of the state from the BJP, sparked up a controversy. Himanta took aim at the state's Muslim population, which he claims is rising due to illegal immigration from Bangladesh. The ruling JMM Congress has thrashed the claims. Is Jharkhand also seeing a polarized campaign? Take a look.
Political showdown peaks in poll-bound Jharkhand. Assam Chief Minister and BJP co-in-charge for the assembly polls, Himanta Biswa Sarma, has sparked controversy with his remarks on the Muslim population in the state. Himanta claims that the Muslim population is increasing due to infiltration, while the share of tribals in the population is on the decline.
हमारे यहाँ में हर 5 साल में मुसलमान का संख्या कैसे बढ़ रहा है? एक परिवार क्या 10-12 बच्चा जन्म दे रहा है, 20 बच्चा जन्म दे रहा है? अगर कोई लोग इतना बच्चा जन्म नहीं दे रहा है तो जरूर बाहर से लोग आ रहा है. ये तो सिंपल मैथमेटिक्स है.
The remark has drawn the ire of Jharkhand Mukti Morcha.
बांग्लादेश घुसपैठिए घुस रहे हैं तो बांग्लादेश का बॉर्डर तो झारखंड से नहीं न सटा हुआ है. तो क्वेश्चन तो इनके ये जो अपने क्वेश्चन हमको करते हैं ये तो अपने सवालों में खुद गिर जाते हैं. वो इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर है, तो इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर की देखरेख किसकी है? सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की है. तो मुझे लगता है कि जब सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट अपने नाकाम है तो उसका ठीकरा राज्य सरकार पे क्यों फोड़ रहे हैं?
The BJP is playing on the fears of tribals that they are being outnumbered in Jharkhand and losing out on resources. The party is hoping the Hindutva card will divide the tribal vote, which is the mainstay of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's turn to tonight's Get Real India story. It comes from Punjab, where farmers are worried because the paddy procurement process is facing delays and mismanagement. With farmers in the midst of this mess, the political blame game has begun. We tell you more in this report.
Paddy is flooding mandis across Punjab. This is the scene at the Roper grain market. Farmers claim paddy procurement that began on October 1st is yet to pick up pace.
मुश्किल जी ना इतना भर्ती हो रही है ना इतना बोली हुई है ना 4 तरीके से बैठे हैं. ये लिफ्टिंग नहीं हो रही. देख लो कोई गड्डी भर रही है जी. तो देख लो घुमा के कैमरा दिखा दो. मैं कहना भी साडी भर है सानू पैसे जमा असं अपने घर नूं जाइए. हाँ ऊपर से त्योहारों का टाइम है असं इतना बैठे हैं.
Many farmers this time sowed the PR 126 variety of paddy. Traders claim that there is breakage in the variety of rice, which has made mill owners wary of buying the produce.
2-3 क्विंटल अगर 100 क्विंटल का माल वो हमारे पास लेके आया तो उसमें से 2-3 क्विंटल माल तो उनका सूख चुका होगा. अभी जिम्मेदार 2-3 तरफ से ही मरने के लिए मजबूर हो रहा है. पंजाब सरकार की इसमें इतनी ही डील है कि वो सेंटर के पास अपना जो काम करने के लिए जहां से जाना था उसने जो टाइम था वो टाइम उसने जाके अपना जो जहां का पूरा समस्या उनके पास नहीं उठाई.
According to government data, total arrival at mandis till October 28th is 65.76 lakh metric tons. 60.84 lakh metric tons have been procured by government and traders. Only 27.83 lakh metric tons have been lifted from the mandis. While the government has cleared 12,228.27 crore, the payment released to farmers stands at 10,839.56 crore.
Punjab government is accusing for the entire situation the center government, putting the blame on the center government, saying that the FCI has not basically emptied their godowns, and this is the reason that the lifting is not taking place from the mandis, and you can see that huge stocks of paddy are lying here in Ropar, and this is a scenario in every mandi. So this is accusation state is making on the center, but amid all this, it is the farmer of Punjab which is yet again suffering, and you can see that in this festive season, the farmer is waiting in mandi for its paddy to be procured and later to be lifted.
केंद्र के मंत्रियों से हम मिले हैं कि पंजाब का जो चावल लगा हुआ है, जो गोडाउन्स में भरा हुआ है, उसको खाली कर दीजिए प्लीज उसको उठा लीजिए ताकि स्पेस बन सके। जो नया धान आ रहा है, नया जोना आ रहा है, उसको लगाने के लिए हमें स्पेस मिल सके। भारतीय जनता पार्टी पंजाब से बदला लेना चाहती है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी पंजाब के किसान से बदला लेना चाहती है।
ये सेलर वालों से जो एग्रीमेंट करना है, ये पंजाब सरकार का काम है, केजरीवाल की सरकार कर रही है, ठीक है, क्योंकि केजरीवाल वगैरह को पंजाब का दर्द नहीं।
Punjab this time is expected to yield 185 lakh metric tons of paddy. If the lifting of paddy doesn't pick up pace, farmers could face more issues selling their produce. With Asim Bassi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Get real India, the real stories that matter. Okay, it's Dhanteras today, of course, and I want to wish you a happy Dhanteras, and of course, Diwali, Choti Diwali starting tomorrow. But good news, today's story is from Maharashtra's Nagpur, where chef Vishnu Manohar has recently become the talk of the town. He set out on a mission to make at least 10,000 dosas in 24 hours. Did he succeed? Take a look at this report. Have a safe and happy Diwali to you and your families. Jai Hind, Namaskar.
A unique way to celebrate Diwali. Chef Vishnu Manohar spent 24 hours non-stop making dosas. Manohar's Mission Dosa started Sunday morning in Nagpur and went on till Monday.
ये तकरीबन 750-800 डोसे एक घंटे में बनेंगे और इस प्रकार से 24 घंटे का जो हमारा माहौल है तो एवरेज हमने निकाला तो 10,000 डोसे बन सकते हैं। पापा कहते थे हमेशा कि भैया जितना अन्नदान कर सके आप करो और जो मेरे हाथ में मैं कर सकता हूँ। ये देखिए 25 रिकॉर्ड के बाद ये 26वां रिकॉर्ड होगा।
Scores of people lined up to get a taste of Manohar's dosa service.
हमें बहुत खुशी हो रही है और हम हमेशा ही विष्णु जी की रसोई में आते हैं और हम बहुत फैन हैं और सर हमारे बच्चों से पर्सनली मिलते हैं, हमेशा मिलते हैं, जब कुछ ना कुछ टोकन ऑफ लव देते हैं उनको, और फोटो तो होता ही है, उनको बहुत सहृदय हैं और संवेदनशील हैं।
हम लोग बहुत अच्छा है 10,000 डोसा बनाने का जो रिकॉर्ड है, एक इंडिया में बहुत बड़ी बात है कि 10,000 डोसा टाइम बना रहे हो इन 12 आवर्स इन 24 आवर्स, तो बहुत उत्सुक है, लोग बड़े जागरूक हैं और हम लोग भी टेस्टी डोसा खाने के लिए यहाँ आए हैं।
बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि विष्णु जी हमारे लिए नागपुर के लिए इतना काम करते हैं। हर साल उनको विक्रम रहता है, मतलब पिछली बार चिवड़ा बनाया था, एक बार साबूदाना खिचड़ी बनाई थी, तो अच्छा लगता है। हमारा मराठा आदमी, मैं खुद मराठी हूँ, तो मराठा आदमी करता है तो उसका कौतुक हमें करना ही चाहिए।
Manohar has earlier staged similar cooking marathons. He had then served dishes like khichdi, bangan bharta and misal. Bureau Report, India Today.